So Psychosis was written by one fellow on the assessment level at the forensic unit. Now, Ashley had kept telling me about him and saying, well, I'm not sure how this is going to work. If he comes in, he might be very disruptive. And she mentioned it a number of times. So, I was kind of, well, geez, all right. So when he did come in, I suddenly looked back and there was somebody else, me being like totally naive to the processes right at this point, and maybe still am. But I looked back and there was another person sitting there. I thought, oh, geez, somebody else, just wants to sit in on the lesson. That's great. But then I realized later he was there just for safety concerns, like the muscle. So anyways, this guy was fine in the lesson. It was just great. There was no problems at all. But then later in the week, when he went to Ashley's writing thing, he came up with these lyrics. He just wrote them out. Again, like he was thinking of them more as being a rap tune. And I had been working with some of the guitar players that were, some of the clients who were learning guitar, and just getting them to play kind of like almost like a talking blues kind of thing, right? So that's what I thought I'd do with the song. And so when I played the song for Ashley, he said, oh, look, would you mind if I just cleared the room and I got him to come in and listen to it? And I played the song for him, and he was just like this really, this tough guy suddenly just turned into this happy little kid. He was just giving me fist bumps, he was so excited. He was jumping up and down. And he went out and, the door locks behind him, right? And then 2 minutes later, he's knocking on the door again, going, hey, can my friend come in and hear that? And I said, yeah. Ashley said, yeah, sure, come on in. I played it for him again, and he's just as excited again. His friend was beaming and, goes back out, knock on the door again, says, can you play that for my nurse too? So his nurse comes in, sits down and play the song again. And once again, he's just over the moon. He's so happy, just to have this, this gift, this moment where it's hearing something that he's written that someone else has interpreted completely different, So it was just, these are magic moments when you're there. Psychosis got my vision hazy. Most doctors think that I am crazy. Honestly, I blame being lazy. Well, these pills got me feeling wavy, artificial peace like the logo of Mercedes. Will I make it out DOA? Oh, maybe. Despite the crush, they say, keep your class like Patrick Swayze. This is a challenge, they call it groups. I don't allow time to faze me. See through my eyes, this isn't easy. Cry dry tears like a growing baby. Honestly, consciously aware. Oh, the ORB is a walk in the park. Spelling ABC, counting 1, 2, 3.